Today we're out here at Nari country. We brought the youth out here for a cultural camp. So it teaches them how to walk on country, track, hunt, survive, make Aboriginal artefacts. They learn to be able to work together, cook, clean. That's all a part of it as well. And coming together and working together as a group as well. And so when we first arrived, we got together, we talked about what was going to be happening for the week out here on country, what they're going to be learning, what they're going to be making to be able to take home. So one of the first things that the boys had to do here out on country was to really focus and look on where they were walking. That's a big important thing here out on country, especially from the elders. The elders said that to understand country, you must understand where you're walking and all that. So the big thing was they had to walk behind and follow the tracks, understand the signs of, you know, stick breaking, the ground moving and stuff like that, so that they got a good understanding about tracking, you know, which is a big important thing out here out in the country, especially if you're way out here. You know, these are the things that you need to know. They went really well. Yeah, I'd say half of the group went really well. The other half, you know, kind of came in a little bit later, but yeah, they went pretty good. So day two, we went out to the river and we went out to collect coolamans. It's an Aboriginal practice where they'd cut out like a dish or a canoe, and in this case we were cutting out coolamans, and we were teaching about what coolamans are used for and that as well. So that was really good to see the young lads get involved in that. And when Kurt Simpson was teaching them and talking about it, they all had to go off on their own and get their own, and a couple of those boys really went to it.
It's a good place to pull a coolie out from Coolum in here, because if you come around and have a look, see how it's like nice and clean. Yeah. See here, it has a knot, and these here grow back into the tree. So when we're trying to take it off, and that there is there, it's hard for it to remove itself from the tree and it'll break. So here there's no knot, and we sort of look for, we've got to look for that part where it's still a bit curvy around here. So when it's starting to, sometimes if you take it off at the wrong spot, say we try to take it off here, see it's more flat here, what happens, it's hard for it to curve and it just comes out flat. So here is the better spot. And it's the best way. What we do is we sort of look at it and say, okay, this is my destination, this is my start point up here, and then we draw it onto the tree. So I want you to watch.
Talk about sanitize, I'll chuck in the river.
Once I show you, you've got to go and do it. Yeah. Break it off, mate.
Alcohol, please.
And I want you to listen, okay? Hear that?
Yep.
Here went high pitch.
Yeah.
That means we've hit the wood. Okay, so that's as far as we need to go. So then we've got to be careful when we take it out. See how it's ripped a bit up here? Yeah. We just got to be careful that we don't rip down. Okay? If we rip it, then it becomes hard. So we just got to follow that line around, and you listen. Hear it?
Oh yeah.
That means we've hit the wood. So it's time, that means we've gone far enough in.
I can make a soft wood.
So then we've got this, that's our coolie now. So like I said, I can use this as a shovel now as well, you know, so, but this will start to dry out, start to fold up, so then we've got to chock it, stop it from folding too far. But most importantly, before we go any further, this here just gave us something, so we've got to give back. Always got to give back to something that's given something to us. Some people rub dirt into it. I've been taught this way. So always put water back onto the tree. When I've done that, always rub it. What do? Thank you. Always say thank you to the tree. Always be polite to it, because this here looks after us. This here can go a long way in our journey, what we need to use it for. So we say thank you to this. Okay?
Feel it fall down.
I got it. Yo, got it?
Good man.
Get the Is that a pusher?
Brett, he got it.
From me or them?
Nah, there we go.
You reckon there's two up there or one?
But I just found
Did
it.
you feel it when we pushed it into it? And then
When
pull it
I'm
out?
pulling it, it feels like it's so hard.
Yeah.
You can hear.
Attitude is a big thing that you can see change in some of the guys, you know, some still the same, but you know, but they do take a lot on board as well, and at least they've learning some cultural components as well. I know boys at this age, they like to mess around, have a bit of fun and that, and have a laugh, and that's all good, you know, we don't try and stop that. It's just more that when we're doing cultural stuff, that they're engaged and they take as much as they can on, you know, to be able to go back home, talk to it about with their family or their little brothers or sisters, and yeah. So yeah, you do see a change over time, and then we've seen kids this year from years ago doing bigger and better things. 2 of them are in the National Parks and Wildlife, and that was due to coming out here. They've said that that's what encouraged them to go and work in that field. There needs to be more funding for things like this for young Aboriginal people to be able to come back out on country. I'd like to see more land be given within all sections of Australia, so that the Aboriginal people within that area can connect with their country in that area. And I'd like to be able to see other cultural people to be able to facilitate that. You know, there's a lot of cultural people in Australia. They need to be able to be on their country to be able to facilitate, teach culture, and just have a place where they can go and gather themselves as well. There's a lot that we've got to take on board, you know, there's a lot of crisis that's happening, expectations of us as Aboriginal people to live in society. Our little way of well-being is to be able to be out on country. It's what helps us heal and be able to keep going.